We got Baby D. We got Jasmine Rose. What's up, delegates? What's up? Let everybody know I'm live. What's up? What's up, Groove? uh, checking some things out right now. What's up? Thank you for the follow, Boo Boo. Damn. Yeah, damn. 33 people in 1 minute on stream. Mr. Wisdom. All right.
Yo, what's up, bro?
What's up?
I just completely agree with the prompt.
All right. You agree with the prompt? Why so?
I mean, when we look at history, and if we do the math, it's about what 4,000 Moors that probably came, and
What's up, Los? Good. Uh-huh.
yeah, you good. And so 4,000 Moors that probably came, and then now they want to say that they're not American Indian, but then how did that turn from 4,000 to 12 million? Or I don't know the exact number. So that means there already had to be Black Americans here.
Oh, okay. I was kind of confused. All right, cool. I got you. Though.
See what I'm trying to say, though?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm following along now.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. All right, yeah. You said 4,000 Moors. Okay, so are you going off the slave voyages numbers?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. Okay. We got Andre. All right, cool. All
Was
right.
it really 90,000?
That's what Lo said. I really. You said 90,000 Moors, probably if you could want to
Even if it
count like
was 90,000, that still doesn't
oh
add up.
two. You said 2,000 came to the United States.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
Yeah. All right, man.
Okay, cool. I was about to say maybe if you want to factor in the ones that are European descent, maybe. Uh, but yeah, okay, that makes sense. Where did the majority? I guess the majority of the Moors went to South America, right? In the Caribbean.
Yep.
Okay. No, you can't. You can read about Black Seminoles. Okay, what's up, Authority? What's up? Oh yeah, you ain't got no contention for me then, Mr. Wisdom. So
I'm gonna head out though, bro. Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too. Something South Carolina, Boston, New York, Mexico, Central American, West Indies. Cool, cool. What's up? What's up, Wavy? What's Oh yeah, I got folks from I got folks from Sumter, South Carolina. I know Moors. That's how you get your brass ankles through the Moors. In Boston, that's not surprising. New York, not a surprise. There's a lot of swarthy Europeans in the north, like Boston, New York. Because I know folks that got European that went from like YT to black. So in that northern area. And Tennessee too, Tennessee, Louisiana, Maryland. You also had Moors in Louisiana too, coming through. They were called NAR people. Convocative Americans are knowledgeable if they claim their American Indian heritage for sure, for sure. Yeah, I'll be trying to come up with new titles, so I don't have the same goddamn titles. Even though we're talking about the same goddamn thing. You said Jones, Streetmans, and Boyntons. All right, what's up, Miss Jonesy? We talk about the same shit. Try to have different titles. Try to be creative. Okay, yeah, my folks are Orangeburg. Uh, yeah, Orangeburg, Clarendon, Sumter area. What's up, Barbara? Man, what's been going on? Somebody said somebody said I was a tool for YT supremacy on Twitter today. That shit was hilarious. What's up, Mr. Darkside? What's up, Jaeger? What's up, Black Swordsman?
Who you made mad today, dog?
Yo, hello.
Some Twitter freedman.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Pat?
Hold on, what's the question? Are Black Americans ignorant for claiming to be American Indian? You know what I fucking think about this?
What?
I think every black person here is a fucking nigger.
Of course you do.
This motherfucker's hell, boy.
Yo, yeah. What's up, Frenchie? Yeah, like, yo, take that shit to X. Take that shit to Twitter. You know, like, take that shit to Twitter, dude. You can say that all willy nilly on his Twitter. You can say that shit all willy nilly. Ain't shit gonna happen to you if you say that on Twitter. I thought I invited people up. What's up, the Red Lion? So we got Sapper, we got Black Alien. Peace. So if anybody wants to take a stab at the title, then that's fine.
You know where I'm gonna go with it, bro. We done it a couple times.
So are you saying folks are ignorant to claim that, or?
You know, Black Americans and the so-called Native Americans, we all hail from Africa. Homo sapien sapien, evolution.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Venus? Homo sapien. All right, so we got Timothy up here. What's up, Venus?
He said that we are Homo sapiens sapiens. So
yeah.
I got a question for him. Mm-hmm. So you believe the evolution theory that we all belong from Africa, right?
Yes, sir.
So you also believe that our closest relative is a monkey, right? The monkeys, apes, and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So you were safe to say that monkeys, apes, and humans evolved around the same time in Africa, right?
No.
So they all didn't come from Africa?
You don't get what we call human until 200,000 years ago.
I'm asking, do our monkeys and apes from the same continent, Africa, as humans? That's what I'm asking. Okay, so how are there monkeys in South America?
Where?
South America. How are monkeys in South America?
Well, life is like a branch, like a tree branch, right? And it branches out, all over the planet. The origin of humans evolved from a set of hominids in Africa 200,000 years ago. That's how we became Homo sapien sapien. But there was monkeys spread out throughout the planet. They had time to do that.
What did the science say how monkeys got to South America?
What's up, Haley? Let's get the likes up, yo. Yeah, we ain't got 1,000 likes shit. Hold on, what's going on?
Here, let me get my 100. So break that down, bro. What are you saying about how they got to?
So according to science, right, the monkeys in South America actually made a raft, got on the raft, and they sailed their ass across the Atlantic Ocean to get to South America. That's according to science. The same science that say we all evolved from fucking apes, right? The same apes. Listen, the same apes that was knuckle dragging, eating shit.
I got clear. Hold on one second. I got to clear the stage, y'all. Yeah, Mr. Darkside, you might have to tone it down a bit. I got a guest violation. My bad. Y'all can request up. Yeah, y'all can request up. Yeah, you got to tone it down a little bit. Yeah, welcome to TikTok, Mr. Darkside. Go ahead.
Let me know which words to say, not to say on this.
I don't even remember what you said. Honestly, that could have triggered that.
I said the monkey and SHIT.
Just
Probably.
don't cuss at all, bro.
No cuss. All right. So, according to science, we all supposed to come from ape-like creatures, right? That was somehow knuckle dragging
What are we doing
across
in here?
Hold on,
Africa,
Reddit.
right? And the evolution says that we somehow got so like we just decided, you know what? Let's evolve so we can start building, let's say, huts and stuff like
So
that.
why? So let me ask you something. Why aren't monkeys evolving today? Why
So,
haven't
we
another
do have
monkey
evidence.
evolved?
They are though.
Yeah, we do have evidence that monkeys appear to now be in certain monkeys appear now to be in the Stone Age. They're
They're
using
starting to
tools.
make an armor and tools.
Yeah,
bro.
because we gave it to them, not because they're doing it on their own.
No,
No,
they
I'm talking
really
about
go
in the wild.
into
They're
settlements and
they're
they steal
using
children.
spears to kill fish. You know, they're
That
doing.
doesn't
Unalive
change.
fish.
That doesn't change
Oh, I'm
DNA
sorry,
change.
my bad. Unalive.
The DNA changes. So
No,
you're
they
saying
are
we just
evolving
evolved
in real
So
time.
let's
from
talk about.
monkeys?
Let's understand evolution, right? From an anthropological standpoint, science, right? Evidence, right? So when you talk about change over time, these mutations they're micro, they're minuscule, but they add up over time. So when human beings enter an environment where they have to adapt to certain changes in order to survive, it causes epigenetics. It causes their genes to change. They develop certain mutations. This is how we
There
got
is
all the
there is
dogs
almost
from
no
wolves.
way in the world. I don't see how this is a conversation. There's no way
I got a question though.
get a
Listen,
monkey
where do
from
we
a
get all the
monkey
dogs
and
from?
create a human, bro.
We purposely manipulated their genes from wolves.
So you have to
That's
mix
not-
something with
not-
something. So what did you mix the monkey with? Because you're saying that the human evolved simply from the monkey.
No, I'm not talking about mixing different dogs. I'm talking about when you have a wolf, right? Back in our ancestors encountered wolves. We rewarded the behaviors in them that we wanted, and we unalived the ones that exhibited certain behaviors that we didn't want down a certain stream of what we desired from them. That's why every different dog has its own skill set. That's why he has his own superpower, because we developed.
My question is this though. Hold on. My question is this, and I'm gonna drop down real quick. So if we
They're not
evolve,
arrogant people.
so if we evolve,
They're not arrogant for thinking.
Who's that?
Somebody.
They ain't arrogant.
Hold on, yeah. Yeah, let him.
Still monkeys, right? Because we branched off. Human beings branched off from a lineage.
That's not what I'm asking.
I know. Why do whiteys have monkey DNA? They have Neanderthal DNA because once we got over to Africa and morphed into Caucasians, some of those Caucasians made it with Neanderthal. That's how they got 4 to 6%.
Okay, so you saying that we came from monkeys originally, then we left and went to Asia, somehow mutated into YT people who just so happen to have monkey DNA?
That's
You know
not
what's funny?
true, bro. I'm
You know
telling
what's
you.
funny is that when you say we came from monkeys, that's not even. Wait till I tell you we came from fish before we turned into. Well, first we was fish.
Bro, that stuff is not
That
true,
don't
bro.
make sense,
Just
bro. Come
did a
on.
bunch
So
of
you
crazy
came from
stuff,
a
bro.
fish
That's a
into a
theory, bro.
monkey.
That's a
We
theory.
came from fish, then we crawled out of the
There is
ocean.
no
Those
proof for that
animals-
stuff.
No,
There is
just
no
let
proof
me-
for that stuff.
Let me
You
make
know a
sense.
theory
Let me
does
make
not mean
sense out of what
facts.
I'm saying to the brother.
You know a theory does
One
not mean
mic,
facts.
y'all.
Wait,
A
so
theory
once-
does not mean
when
facts.
somebody
So your
says
whole-
something that's
so your
controversial,
whole- so check this out.
That's a
So
theory,
a
bro.
theory,
when
a
somebody
theory
says
doesn't
something
mean
that's controversial, 5 people
a
try to
theory-
ask them the same question different ways. So one dude at a time.
a theory doesn't mean facts, and your belief in the theory doesn't mean facts. It just means that you believe what somebody else told you.
Okay, so
So
let's tackle that quickly.
That's not a
right?
fact. The out of Africa theory is not a fact because don't
Okay.
nobody know where nobody come from unless you're
Let's
God.
tackle that. Let's tackle that, right? I admit what you're saying is true, right? But what you misunderstand is scientific theory is supported by facts, by observable universal law, right? So you put
That's a
enough
theory,
Filthy
bro.
fucking
No.
jigaboos
Because
ran
if
out
a
of fucking
theory-
country.
Oh my
You
God.
stupid.
God damn. Why
If
y'all
a
come?
theory is supported by facts, then it's no longer a theory. But the out of Africa
Bro,
is still a theory.
People don't
Out
got
of
to come up
Africa
to being
is a
rude, bro.
theory.
That's crazy.
Out
We
of
just
Africa
having a
is a
conversation.
theory.
Right.
And I,
So
and I
therefore,
want
there's
to
no
I want to make
facts
sure
to
we
turn it into a
understand.
fact.
I want to make
Y'all
sure we
wrong.
understand what a scientific theory is. A scientific theory is supported by observation.
Okay, so you still never answered this question. Why do we have 0.01 DNA of that stuff that you're talking about? Why are we not full ape?
When you say I didn't answer the question, 5 people are hitting me at the same time. So brother asked his. Now I can hear and understand what yours is.
Because
Bro.
you got to state facts. You're just saying a bunch of theories, bro. These are not facts.
What facts are you
Those are not facts. Those are theories.
I don't profess. I don't profess that the theory of evolution is facts. I profess that the theory of evolution is the best case evidence for how life evolved on this planet.
I will agree this, that we do have some form of monkey in us, but that's not all we have. And where did the other DNA come from? You can't mix monkey with monkey and then just evolve to
What's
be a
up,
human. That's
K-Real?
not how science.
It's
If
not
you believe
mixing-
in science, then that's
not
not how
mixing-
science works.
Okay,
That's
it's
not
not
how
mixing
science
monkey.
works.
I know it. That's not. I know it's not because you're not mixing monkey with monkey.
So what did you mix?
What I'm talking about is a human, any being, any living being on the planet doesn't need to mix with other animals. That's how you get ligers who aren't able to reproduce, or mules and stuff. I'm talking about.
Listen to me. Stop going around the question.
Let me address what you're saying. I'm talking about an actual species in and of itself morphing and developing and mutating over time due to environmental issues in order to survive.
Bottom line is, you're still not answering the question.
So why haven't YT
You're going
been
around
asked
DNA.
the
You're
dark-
going
so
around
why
everything.
haven't-
You just stating
I want to
bold.
ask
why-
the host. Did I go straight for what he said, host?
I have no idea. I ain't been paying attention. I'm not gonna lie.
So okay, so if people mutate into climate, then why YT people haven't turned dark yet in Africa?
Because it doesn't happen that fast. And that quickly, but the black people that are the original Asians, if you look at the original Asians, look at those people. They're totally look like the same Africans from Africa until they evolved over time. This stuff takes hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years sometimes.
They're still black Asians.
They would have to mix. They would have to mix.
Well, that's how you get white tees having 4 to 6% Neanderthal DNA, because they did mix with those.
I got a question. So are Neanderthals from ape-like creatures too, or they a whole
Yes.
different species? Then, okay.
Yes.
So wait, and then this
They
is
evolved from the same thing. If this is what he's saying,
yeah, they
What's up,
evolved.
Derek?
but you would have to mix.
Well, everything
something.
branches off, right? So all those different types are under the classification of hominids.
You
So
got
Neanderthal,
hominin, you got Homo
Homo
erectus, you got a
sapien,
bunch of different.
these are all
ones.
hominids, right? Primate creatures that evolved over time in their own way. The human being, the Homo sapien, is the only one that's left.
Hey, real quick, I just want to say, can everybody tap the screen? Please tap the screen. Let's get to 10K.
For sure. Oh, you musty. That's how we keep the live on musty if you like it.
Oh shit!
And
I'm
share
gonna
it.
be honest. I don't believe in that theory stuff, bro. I don't. It's no scientific evidence behind that stuff. It
Bro,
is
for you
scientific
to say
evidence
that is
that we are
crazy.
mixed. That we are mixed with monkey. We do have
You
some
have not
form of
done
that DNA.
any research for you to say that there's no scientific evidence to support
Bro,
it.
that's not a fact. So you
Bro,
sitting
you
up
have
telling
done
me
zero
that, you
research
sitting up
if you say
telling me
there's
that
no
with
science.
fish, bro. That just makes me think all you have is YT teachings, because there's no way
Okay, so
that you
express your
believe
belief,
that
bro.
crazy stuff.
Hey,
There's no
Tim,
way you believe that crazy stuff.
What do you
for real.
believe, bro? So
Hey,
how do you believe it?
hey,
Okay.
let me ask you a
There's
question.
no
I
way
wanna
you
know,
believe
listen,
that
brother,
crazy
one
stuff.
second,
for
bro.
real,
I'm gonna take your
I'm not
question.
gonna
But
lie.
what does this
All right,
brother
bet.
think? How did it all start, bro?
Of course, something came here and mixed with a hominid, of course. But you can't get a hominid you can't get two monkeys
What
and make
came
another
here and mixed from a
and make a
hominid?
human.
Okay, what came here and mixed with a hominid?
We were giants. What do you mean?
Okay, giant.
So they didn't
So,
find
so-
they didn't
so-
find almost 1 million giants in America.
No, bro, they
Like,
did.
are all y'all like atheists and shit?
Nah, I'm not atheist at all. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus.
you
I'm not
okay.
atheist, but the
Perfect. So
concept
check
of
this out.
God.
So check this out. So if you
God is
believe
a
in God,
concept, bro.
so
God
if
is
you
a
believe
concept.
God, universe, creator, energy, whatever title you want to put on it, Big Bang, atom,
I
genes,
don't
whatever
believe
you
in
want
no
to
Big
put on it,
Bang.
right?
The Big Bang
So-
was God.
So if you believe in a higher power, why don't you believe that the higher power is so strong that he can just make people out of clay? Because we are made of minerals from dirt and shit.
Okay, I want to answer that, right? So you're taking the fact that you already believe in this invisible fairy tale God, right? And then you're saying, why can't he, if he's all powerful, why can't he do what the story
was fairy tale.
You know, it's more facts about God
but,
than it
but,
is
but
about
hold
that
on.
theory
But what
you're
I want to
talking
say
about.
is,
Hold on, one mic,
but
though.
I'm gonna talk you. I'm gonna talk to the one, but I want to answer the dude's question. So
You don't even know what God I worship to even say fairy tale. I don't believe in
any
Christianity.
God, any God, bro, any God, right? So
How can you say any God is fairy tale? So
hold
you
on.
are
First of all, when you say from clay, hold on. When you can't say any God, because when you say from clay, you're talking scripture. You're talking Bible.
You just said you believe in God, but then you turned around and said it's a fairy tale.
No, I said God is a concept. We made up the term. We made up the whole
Are
concept.
you an atheist? Is what I asked you. Are you an atheist?
Tell me how you define that.
What's up, Rashad?
Bro, it's not rocket science. Are you an atheist?
Tell me how you
Somebody
define
who
it.
doesn't believe in religion or a higher power. Simple as that.
Thank you. So do you not believe in a higher power?
I want to break that
He's
down.
one of the people that believes in the
break
Big
that
Bang
down,
theory.
but first I want to hear what you're saying, right? You asked me a question. So
I just want to know, like, if you like, who's atheists who believe in a higher power? Because if we all supposed to be melanated beings and all spiritual and all that type of shit, then how are we atheists thinking that we came from monkeys and shit that the YT man told us?
Okay, let me say it like this. There's no evidence whatsoever scientifically for any deity whatsoever. There's no
it is. You have a soul. You have a spirit.
Not true.
It's evidence.
That's not. You have no scientific evidence to support
you
the
have
theory
a soul. Do you not have a soul?
No.
You don't have a soul.
Define
dealing with a
Hey,
bot.
bro, this
Hey,
dude.
dog, we dealing with a bot, man. He ain't got no soul, right?
Listen to this dude.
It'll be way
I
more.
proved everything that I needed to prove.
Entertaining if
You didn't
y'all
prove
just let me
anything.
know.
You've been sitting up here. You didn't state not one fact. You didn't prove
It'll be
nothing.
way more
Don't come up
entertaining
here
if you
saying
let
that.
one
You didn't
person go
prove
back
nothing.
and forth.
One mic, because yeah, that's funny. But
Yeah, could I say one thing?
Go ahead.
I bet. Yeah, I just wanted to ask him. Do you know what the origin of the word theory is?
The problem with how we never build is the gentleman was asking me a question about God and clay. Everybody hopped in. Now we forget like it never happened, and then we bounce to something else. That's how we don't get no understanding, right? So I want to answer everybody's question. The brother who said, "Why can't God just do it from clay?" What I'm saying is, why can't you then acknowledge that what we understand scientifically as how the universe evolved, what we know scientifically, why can't you take that and put that on your God? Why can't you say God brung into existence the Big Bang, or God brung
That's
into
what I just said.
Because my God is not a monkey. My God is not a monkey, and he didn't create monkeys first. He just
What does
created
this have
humans
to do with
straight
the
up.
background, child? Like,
well,
he's been asked the same question. Hold on, he's been asked the same question 7 times. I'm tired of hearing. What's that have to do with the background?
So when you talk about indigenous people or original people, right? You have to go into evolution. You can't answer that question without science. You can't answer without anthropology. You can't. I mean, you can, but it's not.
Monkeys have to do with being black or being Indian. I'm so confused.
It has absolutely nothing to do with
It has nothing to do with it. That's
Let me answer Darwinian stuff. This is only a European construct.
Exactly.
That's why I said he has YT teaching, bro.
So here's the problem.
Hair black.
Okay, here's the problem. We challenge science because we call it YT, but everybody on here is on a cell phone on this live because of science, right? So we have
different science, brother.
Because of
one mic, y'all, one mic. Come
Okay,
on.
well, a
stop
quote
it.
unquote black man created the phone and the Wi-Fi, so that's irrelevant. But
that's why we need to stop acting like science is a color. Okay, so now back to your question. Now you say, how does this all tie in, right? And how does any of this have to do with the question? So the American Indian, right? Remember when the YT people got over here, they thought they was in India. So they called the indigenous people here Indians, right?
No,
so
they did not.
Right? So,
Hold on 1 second. My bad. Go ahead. I'm lying. Go ahead.
That's what they thought, right? That's what they thought. So that doesn't mean that they were that, right? So how did those people who were here get here? The indigenous people to the Americas, once Columbus thought he found something new, right? those indigenous people to this part of the landmass came from Africa. They came up through the Bering Straits when it was still land there versus the water that's there now. And they were able to nestle down on the coast of California and then go all through Texas and all through Mexico and all that. Those are what we call the Indians, but they ain't nothing but some Africans that walk from Africa all the way down through that area. That's all they are.
They said they walked from Africa, bro. He said they walked.
Alien God, that is also false.
What they went through the Grand Canyon portal?
Over time, over millions, over hundreds of thousands of years, not the same people.
That's a
All
theory,
right, one
brother.
second.
Because the BBC.
Oh yeah, I was about to say. First of all, Columbus
Man,
ain't
that's not true, man. That's not true. I
One
got
second.
That garbage. That garbage.
Yeah, what was I even about to say? Because I'll lose my train of thought.
You was about to say the indigo.
Yeah, the indigo shit. No, I was even go there. Like that's even we talk about Columbus. Yeah, India. Like when they came to India, I mean America, they didn't think it was India because India. If you even break down where they say Indian comes from, it means Los Gentile Indios, which means the people of God. So when they came here, they thought they were in the Holy Land. That's why they called the people Indians. Because you break down what India means, it means Los Gentile Indios in the Spanish or the Portuguese version of it. So that being said, they knew where they were. They knew exactly where they were going.
Wasn't he lost?
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't lost. And I want to add on to that.
It wasn't even called India
in the wrong
either.
part.
Hold on.
Anyway, that's kind of like a sidebar, right?
I'm not gonna yell over y'all. Darvin's not gonna yell over y'all. Like this is ridiculous. So I think what Darvin said is the original use of the term, but also there's maps that show both Asia, parts of Asia, and the Americas being called the Indies, which is why on legal documents. People from South Asia and Southeast Asia were called East Indian. People in the USA were called Indian, and people from the Caribbean were called West Indian on legal documents.
Heck, even the Polynesian islands, they're called Indians.
No matter what he thought he was calling them, those people came from Africa.
Man,
no, Africans come from Africa.
Hold on. So did you see them spring up out the goddamn Africans do that shit?
So we have DNA and we have the fossil record.
For one, DNA ain't even complete, bro. Because for one, the samples that they collect are not even human. Those are skeletal remains of apes.
What humans did they what humans did they test against these ancient people?
Are y'all really trying to tell me that y'all haven't done no research?
I'm telling you,
type specimen.
Hold on, can y'all let me finish? God damn, I can't never fucking finish a word. Like I'm damn near close to clearing the stage. What was I about to say? I asked that because I want you to answer that. Like, who have they tested? What humans alive today have they tested with these ancient people or Mokius?
So all you have to do is go get a DNA test. Say, I want to know my ancestry, right?
Nate, can you name the oldest person you found with a DNA test?
You see how you just flipped that?
Y'all always suggest that, but y'all can't never answer this one question. Who is the oldest person, first and last name, that you match with a DNA test?
Mitochondrial Eve.
What's her first and last name?
We have her DNA sequence. We don't know her name.
What's her first and last name?
We have her DNA. We don't have her name. They called her Mitochondrial Eve in like 87. They found her DNA. They sequenced it and said this lady.
Who's her daughter? Who's her daughter?
Her DNA is attached to every human being on the planet.
Who's her daughter?
We can trace everybody's on the planet's DNA back to her.
Who's her daughter?
Google Mitochondrial Eve. You know I don't know her daughter.
So how the fuck you think we linked to her? We can't find who's her daughter, who's her baby daddy?
DNA, bro.
Who's her baby daddy? How did you get here? Huh? So did she get birth through parthenogenesis? How did she get birth? Through parthenogenesis?
No.
Who's her baby daddy? Who's her baby daddy? How did you get here?
The reason why we traced it through mitochondrial, so all we have is the mothers. We don't have the father.
So how did you get here?
Mothers and fathers.
So who's Lucy's baby daddy?
Don't you know that mitochondria is why I'm saying that it all went back to a woman? You have to, if you're going through mitochondria, it's going to always go through the females.
Yeah, I know it's always going to go through the female. Hold on, Tyra. I'm asking you, right? What's her tree? Who's her descendants?
Every human being
disconnect
on the planet is tied to mitochondria.
All right, cool. So how do we build up to her? So whose set of parents go back to which set of parents? Go back to which set of parents? Go back to which set of parents?
I got you.
Who smashed the monkey?
So before mitochondrial Eve, we got Lucy.
Go ahead, Lenny. You got it. You got it, Lenny.
Could I say something real quick?
I want to add this to the mitochondria.
Hold on. Lenny wants to go. Like,
what do you have to say to Lucy, host?
Nah, I'm gonna wait. I'm going to wait. Y'all go ahead and finish your rhetoric. I'm waiting.
I just want to add this to mitochondrial Eve.
What happened before mitochondrial Eve? I said we have Lucy, and then he bowed out.
Y'all got. We have Lucy. Who's Lucy's baby daddy? I asked the same shit.
Who? Do you have a record? Do you have a record?
Wait, hold on. What's the significance of when you say who's Lucy's baby daddy? What's the significance of that? Associated with.
All we know.
Who's Lucy's parents? Who's Lucy's parents, bro?
Hold on to the host. To the host.
What? He gonna ask you the same thing.
That's basically. How did she get here? How did Lucy get here?
Okay, so if you want to take it all the way back, right? As far back as far back as we can go on this planet, from what we know from the fossil record, is the Cambrian explosion. Is the Cambrian explosion in the ocean, right? Where amino acids and proteins evolved into multicellular life, and then slowly evolved into complex life, almost like an explosion. How fast it happened in the ocean, to which we still have the fossil record.
Oh, hold on one second. You know where the Cambrian age? Hold on 1 second. You know where the Cambrian age starts at?
The Cambrian explosion is about I want to say 800,000 years ago.
No, it's over 500 million, right? The Cambrian age, the Precambrian age. Oh, that's the Precambrian age, right? The Precambrian era.
Wait a minute, you over there Googling what I'm talking about?
I'm not fucking dude. I've done research on this shit. Hold on 1 second. Y'all talk about we don't do fucking research. Hold on, I make articles, right? Let me show you. I write articles on and things like that, right? So I'm about to show you my articles. And you have the Precambrian age before that. That shit starts in America. Hold on 1 second. Because I made this article, like a few months ago, it's on Twitter. Is the out of America theory possible? Y'all talk about we don't do goddamn research. But hold on, I can show you some shit.
I didn't say you don't do research. I said, look at you. You're looking up the stuff I'm talking about. I'm not
looking up shit. I already talked about it.
I'm saying you're pulling up the same thing I'm talking about.
All right, cool. Like, to begin with, we look at geological histories of America, the Precambrian era, particularly the ancient landmass that existed before the continents took their shape. The Precambrian era, which spans from the formation of the Earth to about 541 million years ago, holds key clues, evidence from the rock formations in places like the Canadian Shield. Canada is also where the oldest water is found, suggests that primordial life, such as Stromatolites, may have thrived in shallow marine environments. Now, speaking of the oldest water, which is discovered in the Great Lakes, that's 1.5 billion years old.
I'm not disagreeing with nothing you're saying. You're saying what I'm saying, bro.
So,
I ain't saying the same thing, bro.
Wait a minute. When you say we, hold on. Who is he when he say we? I'm talking about what the host is saying.
We as the people, bro.
Nah, bro. I'm talking about what the host is saying. Do y'all know what Pangea is?
Hey, look.
Bro, at the bottom. Do you know what Pangea
that nigga
is?
said Pangea. Go ahead. Go off.
I'm saying at the bottom. Do you know what Pangea is? Because the host was just reading about the landmass. So what is Pangea?
Humans didn't live at that age. So,
I'm not talking about humans living at that age. I want to know, do the brother at the bottom who said we're saying the same thing, does he know what Pangea is?
Pangea is when the continents were
all
all
bro. Not you. The Lenin.
It's
right.
Live at that.
Lenny.
I just
what-
want to
Lenny,
add
what
to the
is
mitochondrial
Pangea?
Eve gene, though.
What
I
is
want to
Pangea,
add some
Lenny?
research.
Okay.
So the
Hey, brother.
mitochondrial Eve thing, that's the whole chimpanzee bone.
No,
That's not a
the
human
mitochondrial E gene. They actually tested Black American women to come out with the idea of the mitochondrial E gene. In 1987, they tested 147 women. Out the 147 women, 20 of them was African. Out the 20 African, 18 of them was from America, Black American women, and 2 of them from South Africa. So that even the idea that we come from Africa, East Africa by Lucy, it goes out the window because they didn't test no East African women.
Now,
They didn't
Mr.
test
Dark,
they didn't test no
Hey,
North
what's up,
African
Nika?
women. They tested Black American women.
now
in
that
South
Mr.
Africa.
Dark has went to go research what mitochondrial Eve is and read it to us all. Now,
Hey,
go
yo, I'm
research
back. I had to
Lucy.
step off for a second, but I'm back. Now, what you were saying?
Hold on. Now, Mr. Dark, now go research Lucy now that you just read about mitochondrial Eve. So back to
Lucy
the brother.
was
Lucy is
found.
not
Lucy
mitochondrial
wasn't
Eve,
found
bro.
in
I know
America,
she
though,
wasn't.
bro.
I know she wasn't. I'm connecting the two. The host was asking if we have mitochondrial Eve that's connected to all human beings on the planet, then what came before her? I said Lucy. She said. Then he said, what came before
Nah.
Lucy? I said, let's take it all the way back to the beginning to the Cambrian.
And that's
We
in
started
America.
reading about the Cambrian.
Yeah.
And,
Yo,
and that's in
4.6
America. My bad.
4.6 billion
I'm not
years
arguing
ago,
nothing about
niggas
that,
walked
Coach.
the land, bro. So if you got it 4.6 billion years ago, which the Mayans can attest to with their calendar, how can you feel like a monkey is the progenitor of all people? I would like you to answer that question.
Okay.
Because
A monkey
Lucy's
is
a
not.
fucking monkey, dog.
Okay, so Lucy is also a hominid, of which you are.
Bro, that's a monkey, bro.
But she's also
It's
a
a monkey,
hominid.
bro. That's
I
a
know,
monkey, bro.
I know.
We
what
not
you're
we
calling
not
her.
monkeys, bro. Are you a monkey? Do you climb in trees and
So
scratch your back?
So I would like to talk to the host about what this gentleman is saying. Right? So
all
what
right,
this
go ahead,
gentleman
brother.
is
Go ahead,
saying
brother.
is, and what it sounds like to me is, what we don't want to associate ourselves with is what certain other races have called us despairingly. And so we got a chip on our shoulder about connecting ourselves to quote unquote monkey. So we say, I ain't no monkey. But get off of your ego. Get off of your being hurt
Hell no.
about
Who
whatever
the
they call it.
Bro, that's
who the
not
fuck?
ego. That's not ego, bro. I
Yes,
feel
it
like
is.
if
Yes,
you
it is, bro.
descend from a monkey,
One
bro,
mic.
you descend
You
from a
wanna
monkey, bro.
act like a
One
monkey
mic, y'all.
is this terrible thing that you can descend from, and that's
No,
the
No,
no,
I'm
problem.
saying,
my
I'm saying,
question is
if,
my
go ahead.
my question is who said this before Europeans? Who
Correct.
said
Okay,
like
so
what
let's
Who
ancient
the
people talk?
Europeans?
so let's talk
Hold
about
on.
Who the
What,
Europeans?
all right.
Hold on,
I want to
everybody.
address that.
Hold
I
on,
want to answer
everybody.
that.
Like,
Okay,
come on.
so when you say who said this before Europeans, here's the issue with that, right? Nobody, because they're the ones who took over the planet and had the scientific abilities. Had the
You ain't
laboratories.
did your research,
Hold
bro.
on. I want to just let me land, bro. Let me land, and then you can address whatever I said, right? We can go back and forth. But what I'm saying is, white people took over the planet, right? So then they cornered the market on having the modern laboratory, right? And so that's why a lot of the modern science is from them. If we would have took over the planet, we'd have the laboratories and we would have came up with the same theories.
Please tell me when you done. Please tell me when
And
you done.
also, okay, I'm about to be done right here. Also, we denigrate science while utilizing science in our daily life. This live is impossible without science. So we got to stop acting like it's a color, it's a technology.
This live is not possible without niggas creating the technology. Am I lying?
All right, we got 2 people in the request. Does anybody want to drop?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop down.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Bro,
He ain't cooking shit. Y'all
Yeah,
think
bro,
anybody is
bro,
cooking
bro.
us.
bro,
He is-
bro, that's why I'm dropping down.
Oh,
First
here's
and
a scientist
foremost,
right here beating him up.
First and foremost, shout out to the comments, because if y'all think Boy up here cooking, Boy is not cooking. He talking some other shit. He's not
Let me
cooking
hear
right
you
now.
cook, bro.
Hey,
Let
could
me
I
hear
go
you
real
cook.
quick?
Hold on. I
I'm
want
a
to
rebuttal,
ask
my
Lenny.
guy. I'm
I
a
wanna
rebuttal.
ask
Let
Lenny.
OG go.
Let's
Let
go
OG
back and
go.
forth.
And I'm going crazy after that.
Okay.
All right, man. Can you put me on big screen real quick?
Uh,
All right.
yeah, for sure.
So you got Lucy, right? Lucy is an Australopithecus afarensis, right? So when you look up the word Australopithecus, it says it's coined by Australian anthropologist Raymond Dart from Latin australis, which means southern, and then Greek word pithekos, right, which means eight. So this is literally an eight, right? So then we're gonna go to the word theory because we're talking about out of Africa theory, right? So the origin of the word theory, it says conception or a mental scheme. Why would they be scheming on your mental about your origins? Like that doesn't make any sense. So then let me show you all this real quick, right? So the out of Africa theory that he's going based off of, it says that the out of Africa theory posits that Homo sapiens first emerged in Africa, likely around 200,000 years ago. So if that's the case, why would you have a man in South Carolina named Albert Perry? That's his, name that they gave him. And it says that it says incorporating this haplotype, which is AOO, which is Albert Perry's. It says the authors estimated the time to the most recent common ancestor for the wide tree to be 338,000 years ago. So that surpasses the out of Africa theory by 138,000 years. So to me, it seems like they don't know exactly where people come from, and that they're also lying and trying to tell us that we come from this, that we come from an ape. So my whole thing is, if we come from an ape, right, if there's just a bunch of these around, then how could a modern human come from this? That doesn't make any sense. They would have to mix in with a modern human to develop modern humans, but ain't no modern humans around. So how is a modern human going to come from this when ain't none around?
Okay, so let me address that, right? So right now, while you still got up your big screen, type the difference between scientific theory and theory, because you looked up the word theory. So look up the difference between scientific theory and theory. You're not going to find
actually an oxymoron.
It's throwing theory at the end of science.
I was about to say that.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me address what the brother said. Right. So you're not.
Y'all get it too. It's getting a little too musty on the live. Y'all know we got no Tussy quotas we got to meet up with. We got no Tussy quotas that we have to meet up with. Every live, we have to have no Tussy quotas. What's the month is May 19th? So I've been streaming for like 19 days straight right now for the month. And how many Tussy free lives have we had? We got to at least get 50%. It's like 31 days in May. We gotta get at least 50% of Tussy free lives. So let's get who in the request? Let's get people up that's in the request. Yeah, we gotta get the Tussy free lives. We got quotas to meet.
Hey, Malcolm X's birthday too.
Hey, Malcolm X, but y'all acting musty on Malcolm X's birthday? Oh hell no! We gotta turn up the Tussy. You gotta get extra strength Tussy now.
Bro, break that down so we know what that is. What you mean, bro?
If you know, you know.
Real quick,
It's some southern shit. If you don't know, then you don't know. You gotta know.
We didn't do nothing wrong.
His grandpappy, y'all. Look at his grandpappy.
But bro,
this is who he descend from. This is the monkeys that he come from.
Hey yo.
So we didn't do nothing wrong, no host, right?
You gotta keep it Tussy free.
Right, it was getting real musty up in here.
Who's echoing? Everybody got to mute up because it's echoing. People in the audience are saying so.
It was onions and Fritos.
My thing is, if you say this was a theory from Caucasian people, why don't any indigenous people around the world in their origin stories have that we come from monkeys? Nobody origin story has that. That doesn't make any sense. And we are here before them. Then you try to claim that we didn't have the technology like they did. And we are like, do you know, like, I just feel like y'all give them so much credit. We're ancient beings. We have every form of intelligence or communication, with other beings as well that gives us information. Nobody origin story says that we come from monkeys.
Okay, I want to answer that for the sis too. So I believe it's a mix, right? So I believe that our origin stories that always speak to other beings coming from other planets. You know, you see my name, so I'm into that, right? Of our ancient stories, from the Bible all the way back to Kemetic stories. We didn't have a full understanding of modern science at the time, so nobody knew about dinosaurs and evolution. That's why you don't see dinosaurs and evolution written about during that time. And we didn't find these things out till recently. Modern science is only like 200 years old.
That is not true. Why do you lowball yourself? Like, why do you think our ancestors were just some slow people? Like that makes sense as to why you believe in the monkey theory, because their brain functions like that. Our brains do not function like that. We're very intelligent, ancient beings, meaning we have everything that we need, right?
Have you studied anthropology, sis?
Could you pull up my screen, Darby?
Yeah, Tyrone on the screen.
That has nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with the credit.
It has everything to do
with
with it.
white people. Like that has nothing to do with the credit that you give white people. You think that they invented everything and they just had all the technology and we just walking around looking at the sky and for somebody to come down and have no idea what's going on. Our people knew.
I never said that. I don't want to be represented that. I never said that.
One mic, please.
I never said that though.
So weird. All right, I'm about to play this clip right quick.
What this means is that you are the only person whom we tested who actually descends from a Native American female.
Look at the host. He didn't care what he was saying. He just liked the beat.
Not interrupt, please.
We can't hear that, bro. And you just pulled that up. You don't even know what they're saying or who they're saying it about. You haven't done
mute your mic, please.
Turn that shit up, Turbo.
So shut up, bro. Just mute your mic, bro.
Matter of fact, if it's so low, hold on.
No,
Darby,
we
pull
can
up
hear
True
when
Set Us
everybody
Free
quiet.
Out of Africa Theory, The Deception. This is from True Set Us Free Today.
No, listen right now. I really want to know how he's part monkey.
Because this breaks down how
No shit.
this breaks down how this
Hold
Lucy's
on, one
stuff
mic, y'all.
is made.
Well, all right,
It's
we
not
need
a
a
human.
music. Hold on, we gonna need a music break soon. Shit. But yeah,
I want to
Jasmine.
know. I want to hear how he's half monkey. Show us from this white tea man.
Here's our. Now he wants to play that, but she wants to be secondary on the mic, calling me out. So which one of y'all do y'all want me to address?
Should we play the video, Tyron, before we go to a music break? So now remind everybody on where they're from.
Wind it back.
Is the one called Lucy, and it was discovered by Donald Johansen in Ethiopia back in 1974. And if you look at the skeleton here, a good part of the skull is missing. There are no feet, just a couple little bones here and no hands. This is the skull of the elephant. When you look at the skull, right away we see that this is the skull. But look at the face here. It slopes at an angle. We call this sort of a shovel face. And the human face goes up and down more vertically. Of the apes, here are the apes, and you're getting more curved as you go to the right. Here is the Adar Australopithecine, the Lucy-like creature, and human is way over here, the bottom one, way to the left. So highly curved fingers and highly curved toes. But this again would not be the way Lucy is displayed in our museums. The big problem, however, are the hips. And let's look at these hip bones. There's a distinct hip for apes and humans. As far as I know, no overlap. You can't confuse an ape hip with a human hip. If you look at the top, that's a chimp. And at the bottom, that would be human. Notice the iliac blades of the human go front to back like this. It almost looks like a steering yoke on an airplane when you get it both together, right? Whereas the ape, the iliac blades flare off laterally. You can look at the pelvis and tell whether you're looking at an ape pelvis, it cannot look anything at all like we do, or a human pelvis. The big question is, what kind of pelvis does Lucy have? Dustin said, the fact that the anterior portion of the iliac blade faces laterally in humans, but not in chimps, is obvious. The marked resemblance of Lucy to the chimpanzee is equally obvious. So you get the picture? The creatures like Lucy have the ape orientation of the iliac blades. I have $3,000 worth of hominid skull replicas, museum quality replicas with me, so you can kind of handle something.
You don't even know what he's playing. This will go on for a while, right?
It's short.
Realize
It's
that
not
this
long.
guy is saying that we are not freaking apes or monkeys.
Got that from the video too.
Oh my gosh. Don't sit here, come up here being a scientist when you don't understand what you're listening to. But maybe you want to be a monkey so bad, then just say you're an ape.
This girl don't even know that I'm not even the guy playing this.
All right, so that's what I had.
Playing it is Tyrone. It's Tyrone Young playing it. And I'm not a girl. I'm your elder. Be respectful.
I'm about to embarrass this dude. I don't know why you put me with you. I'm about to embarrass you in front of your girl, bro. First of all, who is that dude? Give me his name right now.
Let me know when I can go, yo.
Give me that dude's name right now.
Go ahead. You can go ahead, Lenny. Yeah, you've been wanting to cook for a minute. Hold on. Go ahead, Lenny.
You really can't embarrass anybody like that. Even, okay, so let's say we could go with that theory, right? So why aren't people in their cultures teaching this still? Even if that, we evolved from monkeys. So why haven't these indigenous cultures are teaching the new generation that they come from monkeys? Because they know it's BS. Like that's
first of all, it's because we have a problem.
It's because and but. That's all you say. Because and but.
I want to respectfully address what you said, sis.
Go ahead.
I'm about to say. Hold on.
Go ahead, bro.
We've been folks been yapping about DNA for the longest. Like folks been off the goddamn rails. It's been at least 40 minutes of this live. But whatever, dude. And Lenny wanted to go. Go ahead, Lenny.
And so to respond to the monkey theory, since everybody comes from monkeys, you feel like everybody comes from monkeys. Who in your family lineage comes from a monkey, bro? Let's start there. And then we're gonna get into everything you want to get into.
First, I want to cook Tyrone. Is that okay?
Not okay. Cook me. I'm here.
I'm actually
Come on.
The host.
Turn the stove on. We here in the kitchen. Nah, you talking to me. You talking to me. Don't nobody else exist right now. It's just me and Black Alien.
I have no problem destroying you after him.
Choose your words, bro.
TikTok know we just talking. So Tyrone. No, Tyrone. I'll be back to you, Lenny. I got a bruised buddy right
what? Hit the lid, bro. Hit the lid.
All right, so bro, you don't know the name of that dude. You don't know the context of the video you just played. That dude is a preacher trying to talk about science, and there's a whole movement of these religious dudes trying to tie in the Bible and talking about it was dinosaurs in Genesis, trying to make some Flintstone stuff out of the Bible, bro. Kick rocks with that. Now, Lenny, what are you saying?
Hold on, wait a minute.
Tyron, Tyron, let him get to Lenny, please. I'm about to reset the room.
Go ahead, Lenny.
He already asked you. He asked you which family member came from a monkey of yours.
In a second, let me twirl this plane up.
Oh, all right, never mind.
So to answer his questions, all human beings are Homo sapiens sapiens, and all Homo sapiens sapiens evolved on the continent of Africa. We are the first human beings. When the sister said, how come the indigenous people aren't teaching this, or how come the ancestors, the elders aren't teaching this? They are, if you listen. Like Hendrik, what do you call it? What's my dude? Hendrik Clark. What's my dude's name?
You don't even know his name. John Henry Clark.
John Henry Clark. Yeah, John Henry Clark. He talks about. He admits the theory of evolution. He ties us into this, right? Here's how you tie this into Black Power, right? We're the first people on the planet. When you hear people saying that, that's where they're getting it from.
Could I say one thing really quick?
I was talking about
hold on, let Lenny get in here. Let Lenny get. It's between him and Lenny. Go ahead.
Hey, yo, look, I feel like you just going off of what you heard instead of what you really looked up. Because if you feel like people really come from animals and all of that, bro, you a whole animal out here. You not know a being or actual organic person. So let's talk about that. Why you feel like you an animal? Let's dive into that real quick.
Okay, Lenny shoots. Lenny makes it so easy, right? Lenny, we're all part of the animal kingdom.
It better be easy. It better be easy because I'm definitely gonna fry you if it ain't.
Okay, we're all part of the animal kingdom, bro. You're a Homo sapien.
Homo sapien come from, bro. I'm not trying to hear like, they come from Africa because that's not the original name of the continent, bro.
I'll tell you exactly where it
Hey, look, y'all. Give us a second.
Many different variations.
Give them a second.
Right?
Give us a second, because we're gonna get to the bottom of it because he's so fluent in niggas come from animals. Let's talk about it. Cause now we need to figure out which animal we come from.
Okay, bro. First of all, okay, so all human beings are classified as African apes. All human beings. What's funny is y'all act like white people is calling us this. They understand that they're this too. What are you talking about? They understand that all human beings are
Okay. You keep chatting. Can I ask you a question? You said all life. You said all life began.
Hold on, Lenny. Are you done, Lenny? Are you done, Lenny?
Yeah, I'm asking you a question, brother.
Let him finish, Chief. Let him finish.
I'll cook the chief after you, Lenny. I'll cook the chief after you.
We about to recite. I'm tired of hearing about monkey babble. I'm not gonna lie. This is monkey babble. Like who before? That's why I asked the question. Who before European said folks came from monkeys? We about to have a not monkey break, a fucking music break, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired of hearing about monkey babble. We about to have a music break. I'm gonna tell everybody where they come from. Just 1 second. Should let me get him. Like I mean, niggas been yapping about this ain't got shit to do with niggas being American Indian. That ain't got shit to do with it. I didn't let people derail the goddamn topic for fucking 40 minutes out of the hour we've been talking about this shit. Hold on, let me make sure. We taking a music break real quick. Gotta remind everybody where they're from, how they come and tell us every goddamn live stream, every day on TikTok. You see? So knowledge, appreciate that. Right, you're right. It's silly. Like, yeah, the shit's silly, dude.
You're from Africa, You're from Africa,
Right. It's silly. Like, yeah, the shit's silly.
You're from Africa, Just look at your features. I can find that you in Nigeria. You're not from America, we ain't hearing ya. You look like an evil, your native DNA's most likely zero. They took you from the motherland. Now you think you're from another. You're from Africa.
But I gotta turn the browser down. I forgot. Yeah, it's the browser. Sound is horrible. All right, fuck it, whatever, dude. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I'm resetting. We're talking about the topic at hand. We talking about like
gosh, please come again. Like I thought like someone was sending like electronic warfare to our ears, and then I was like, no, that kind of seems mean. But it was hurting our ears, right? With no one else like Africa. I wanted to rock out to the beat. It was a lot.
I don't know. I mean,
Somebody asked me for my source. If anyone wants to look it up, it's
he could. All right. So, are Black Americans ignorant for claiming to be American Indians? That's the topic at hand.
Okay, can I say this? So I do not agree with this statement. Are Black Americans ignorant for claiming to be American Indian? Because once again, we are not a monolith. Just like every other group of people, whether it's a nation, a country, a continent, or a part of a certain continent, right? You have different groups, clans, tribes, families, whatnot. It's just dependent on what resonates with how far you're going with being a part of it. I just started talking, thank you. So when it comes to us claiming American Indian, no, yeah, we are also, the umbrella is Black American. I will go as far as saying foundational Black American, people who identify with the Moors, Central and South America, Mayans, Carchianas, admixed groups of Spanish, Portuguese, and English colonizers, whatever. Siberian cave beasts too, right? I'll throw them in there too. Then these immigrants that are more white tea that came after 1880 type or whatever, hungry, starving, criminals and whatnot. Some of them used to be called Black because they were looked at as outsiders, indentured servant types, redhead types. But give us your sick, you're starving or whatnot, and here is this land for a certain group of people. So when it comes to American Indian, right, when I look at that term, Native American is a new term that came out in like the 1924, 26, whatever, to give these people their land rights on their little reservations or whatever, right? But they are not the original indigenous redskin, copper-colored people of the United States of America. As told in that 1 year of that dictionary of Webster's, I think it's like, I don't know, 1844, 1826, whatever. You guys look it up, whatever. That was my point. So, yeah, no, we're not ignorant for claiming that. Show us your documents and your records, Pretendians, Siberians, immigrants, and others. I land my plane there.
Thank you. All right. Well, what's up? All right, go ahead, Chief. Yeah, go ahead. You got it, Chief.
How you, man? How's everybody on the panel today?
I'm all right, Chief.
I can't complain.
Wonderful.
Quick question for everybody. Has anybody read a book by C.S. Raffinisk?
Yes.
Right, you've read it. Anybody else on the panel? Mr. Blackall, or is that your name? Have you read that book?
Black Alien God.
Black
What was
Alien, Black Alien. Have you read that book?
I'm not familiar with that dude's name.
Okay, well, you should get familiar. A couple things he said in the book. There are a couple of hijacks that are there, but I'll just point out a couple things that when he came, he mapped out all of North America and all the different tribes that were there. And he spoke about all the many, as you say, Black American tribes that were in America. This is in 1836. This is a primary source. It's the first book of its kind, and the host can probably confirm that, the first book of its kind discussing the indigenous Black Americans from that side of the pond to our side of the pond. He went against a lot of the common threads that were coming out at the time. But if you read that book, I'll just paraphrase, or if not, I'll quote. One is that there wasn't a single red man in America unless painted as such. And I'll land my plane there.
Nice. Now, you're saying the same thing I'm saying, is that all human beings are African in origin, no matter where we travel on the planet.
I'm sorry, I didn't once in my what I said say African. You keep throwing that one in. That's you thing. But what I said was he mentioned all of the different tribes that were there, and a lot of them were black, and all the black nations. He didn't say nation, he used the word. And then he also spoke about the monolithic argument that you always want to come with, African. Well, again, he said different nations. Never did he mention African. Now he does hijack a few points, and I will admit that. But again, that was breaking the mythos that everything came from Africa, because it's not proven. And also, as to life, the last thing I want to say, if I before I leave, the first life. You say Africa. Life started in Quebec, Canada. Okay, life started. The first finds of life. This is your science and your geology. The first signs of life is in Canada. So explain to me why the first signs of life are in Canada and not. But anyways, black man is the first American Indian, and I don't like the word black, so I'll end there. Thank you.
We find, wherever we find them, we don't find fossils. Like we might not find that same fossil.
We found a fossil in Canada, the oldest.
Right.
The oldest.
Right.
So can you tell me why it's not found in Africa?
What I'm saying is, we haven't found an older set of fossils to match that fossil in Africa yet, right? So this
stands. Well, then it stands, brother.
This is just
stop.
Oh my God. Archaeology.
You find it, Africa is not
let me explain archaeology, right?
No, we're not explaining.
We could find the Lucy in Australia.
Now Lucy's a bunch of pieces. We're not on that topic.
What I'm talking about is
we got that. It's a bunch of pieces.
My ears.
Brother. Sorry, man.
Talking
it's a
about
bunch of pieces, brother.
Right. So I'm addressing.
Damn, man. How many times I gotta sweep this shit? Niggas done swept my goddamn feet now. Now I gotta pull out. God damn, y'all. What's going on? How many times I had to sweep through here tonight? Now I gotta cleanse the space. That's what I said. Now I gotta cleanse. Somebody burn some sage. What book he was talking about? The primitive nations of America or some shit like that. By Raffinass. All right, whatever his fucking name is. I ain't trying to hear that shit all day. You mean Inuits? Because the E word is a slur. Speak up and speak out. Go ahead. You can come up, Lenny. What's up, CR? Like, folks gotta stop over talking each other. If somebody black god gotta have an alien god gotta have a timeout, then I'm not gonna lie. You keep over talking people.
I don't like to I honestly love hearing opinions, but the monkey guy, he keeps throwing it off.
Yeah, I was about to say he can stay in the audience. Like he can have the timeout. Like, go ahead, Lenny.
How's everybody doing tonight? Y'all good?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Peace to everybody on the panel. So I'm gonna do the prompt. So it says, are Black Americans ignorant for claiming to be American Indian? And I think we need to, as a whole, collectively figure out if we're going to do away with the Black status or what, because that's where we stagnated at. And Black really doesn't hold too much greatness or too much of a claim, even though that's what mainstream wants you to pay attention to. There ain't none of y'all Black. That's how I feel about it. I feel like we can do the American Indian thing. We can do whatever y'all want to do. We can do all of that. But we stuck on this term Black. And when I look at my skin, this shit is red Black. This shit ain't even Black. So I don't know what we doing. I don't think we're going to get nowhere past the hump until we get over this status. And it's more peace for everybody and anybody to feel the way they feel, but we all gonna be stuck in that status until we really get over that. And that it is what it is at the end of that.
I would love to expound on that because I feel the same way. But because I resonate with so many different types of copper, which is I guess my favorite term at the moment, is that we come in different shades because we're not black. Like, we're not that color. That's not a color at all. It's a void. And when we look at maybe whatever you're gonna call it, but when we look at Black American, African American, Negro, I don't know all the terms. We can go to mulatto. We can go to Negro, of color, Indian, swarthy type, woolly hair type. When we actually pay attention to how we resonate with each other and are even the way we're talking to each other right now. I have a Valley Cali type, right, from LA. There are people who are outside of our nation that don't even know what I'm saying. They will sit here and be like, well, yes, it's white. When I'm clearly a red bone. They don't understand the difference between red bone and yellow bone. When it comes to our Black Americans ignorant for claiming to be American Indian, it's absolutely not true. People who are ignorant for coming over here into our house and telling us that people who have been here the longest amount of time, maybe the only other people are the Siberians from Russia or whatever that came over the Bering Strait and integrated with the people who were already here, swarthy types, and we have different tribes. No disrespect. It's just the reality is that if we are the beginning, our skin tone is the beginning, right? And my family is from the South. They don't realize how much we actually are cousins. They don't understand that they're inbred because they have no other phenotype in the most diverse continent, Africa, in the world, of 54 people who are inbred. I land my plane there.
Thank you. Well, thank you, T. Oh, what's up, nigga? You got Georgia in the building.
My Somalian brother.
Hey, yo, they call me Somali. All right, yo. That's why you that's why you a goddamn Igbo, yo.
Don't
let him do that to you.
He call me Somali. This nigga Igbo. Hope you got me always in here. You always want to hear our voices and shit. What you be doing? You be listening to the playbacks, Gummy? You try to argue. You try to argue an 1890 source with a 1650 source. Like, what are we talking about?
Don't pay that guy no mind. I heard related to a monkey.
He's a Mandinka. He's an Arab. He's an Arab. Mandinka.
A colonizer. I meant nigga.
I heard he was related to monkeys.
But yeah.
Meet no soul boys that believe in evolution.
Lock in. I'm not to say Gummy don't come up here cause no problems anymore, so he always leave anyway. So happy and proud. Thank you,
ignorant.
T.
We are not ignorant for claiming our American roots, our American Indian roots. So motherfuckers can suck my left and my, you know what I'm saying, like toe, my big toe, because yeah, my granny said that we from here, and the paperwork saying that I'm from here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they can kick rocks.
What's up, Keo? What's going on?
You good?
Keo, my Yoruba brother. What up with it?
What's going on, my man Dinko, brother?
Hey, can I ask something about heirs property?
Yeah, go ahead.
Google search. Just who comes up? I'll land there.
Oh my gosh, I hate that I look at the comments, right? Gummy Slavi. That's one of my favorite tethers.
Yeah.
That's okay to say.
So he's a tether.
Oh, gummy
The
slavey.
good old Tether Babble. Good old Tether Babble.
He called me
Using
an
that, not
opera room
using it.
biracial chat GPT lady.
Hey, yo, that's crazy. You got hella
Wow.
titles.
That's
You just got
wild.
reclassified
That's
on
wild.
live. How does it feel?
Oh, that's very interesting. Being a tether, it's like tether babble. Like what is else to say? Yeah, there's nothing else to say. But they want to relate to monkeys though. So you guys are monkeys? I don't want to go to the monkey thing, but like your monkeys and your tethers. I hate that for you guys.
Hey,
Yeah.
yo, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
He using that fufu Wi-Fi.
That waifu. What's up, Ace? What's up, David? Oh, we got David up in here.
Peace, bro.
Hey. Hey.
How you going?
I'm doing all right. You?
I'm doing good, doing good. Okay, the answer to your question, when it came to skin tone colors, it went through a process.
Oh, no, yeah, I'll be back.
It went through a process. And where we are today with it, I just cut it short. But where we are today, we're dealing with the man from Africa who was already on this planet thousands of years before anyone else. And then after that man, we came up with the red skin who came from the Canadian area. And when they came to what we know today as North America, these two people, they combined and then they made the third person or the third skin tone, which today we call the BLK Americans. But the real man who is entitled to claim the name of indigenous because of the continental drift, and that man was already on in that black BLK man was already on this surface when it settled wherever it settled at. So you can't go and take a man that who was original here already, and everybody say that he was already here. And but what the thing I'm having a problem with understanding, if you know that Africa was the motherland, and you know that the only person that was on that continent was BLK people, and then you got to know when the continent started splitting and forming the other continents like America, South America, when those continents broke away from the continent of Africa, they was on the land when it broke away.
Please, like, can you please hurry up? I'm so sorry.
And so when the people that was on that landmass, when it broke away and drifted out at sea, ocean, or what, for all of those thousands of years, it's going to be the same man going to be on that landmass when it come to a settle. Then did we evolve through that time? Sure we did. We was evolving into what we know today. And I land my plane.
That is tether babble.
So do you believe everything you just said? Curious minds want to know.
Of course I believe it.
So where are the sources for what you believe in? Because it's got to be like solidified on something. We got the 10 Commandments in stone from Ohio. So where can you stake your sources?
Well, you can go to anywhere, and if you put in the right information, you will get my sources.
What is the right? I'm gonna ask 100 questions, man, because we need to get to the bottom of this.
I got a question for him, David. What's your favorite tropical fruit?
What is my favorite what?
Tropical fruit.
Tropical fruit.
Fruit. Yes.
I say something. I thought we were bullying. Not okay. I think that This is my real life.
No, look, I got a direction with this. David, what is your tropical fruit that you like? I'm gonna give you mine.
He's not
Mine is
here.
pineapple and guava, right? So
okay, here's the thing.
are you aware that pineapple and guava was introduced to West
here's
Africa?
the thing. I'm 67 years
No, you guys know
I
that he's
don't
not
have
there,
time
right?
to play around with knowledge. So if you want to prove me wrong,
I can't condone this because you guys can't believe that David is not all there. He
yo,
very
I mean,
Nah, he
old,
believes
bro.
it. That's
Let
another
him talk.
question.
Let him talk, man. Let him talk.
That's all right.
and if you want to date things back to 1492, when Columbus first landed in America, in the person he saw the BLK man, because he described that man to look just like him. And if Columbus said that the person he saw on these lands were BLK people, they got to tell you that Columbus himself was also a BLK man.
dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Honestly, I land my
That's
plane.
because you don't know.
My brain hurts.
Y'all wanted him to go. Let him go.
And you've been reading all of these fairy tale books.
Just
that
the
were full of
crops
this
alone
bullshit.
debunks the entire thing that you're saying, David.
I imagine him being a troll underneath a bridge. Like,
Not nice at all. You heard that was very mean.
no, it wasn't mean.
Yes, the
That's how I
BFG.
imagine
You just
it.
called him the big friendly giant.
No,
That's
it
how
was
I
just
feel.
stupid. No, it was
Not even
just
a giant, a
stupid.
midget, troll under a bridge.
Nice.
But see, that is stupidity because you don't know a certain something.
I'm a millennial.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? Who invented the boat?
Well, the boat was invented in Africa, and by no certain person. But if you want to go to the, if you want to go to the Massa Musa thing, they built a lot of ships.
So that was in, okay, well, I get that. That was in whatever, but he was in Mali. That's quite a distance from the ocean to be building all these ships. Where else did they go besides trying to go to America? I'm going somewhere with this. I just want to know who made the boat. You're saying it's an African. So you're saying it's the Malian Empire that invented boats?
No, actually, the Spaniards did.
So the Spaniards
they
invented
first-
boats.
Yes, the Spaniards.
Right. And so if the Spaniards invented the boats, you're going to stand on that, right?
I can't stand on it.
As it's a
Because-
fact. I'm just asking you a question, sir.
Hey, yo, wait, hold up. Let that one breathe real quick.
Yeah, let it breathe.
He said he can't stand on it, yo. Just
So you don't
me like
know that
30
to be
seconds.
true. You don't know that to be true, right, David?
Yes,
That the
I do.
Spaniards invented the boats?
According to my research, I know it to be true.
You know it to be a fact?
Britons, not British, Britons.
Do you know that to
No,
be a
there's
fact that the
nothing.
Spanish invented boats?
You know that nothing is a fact.
No, but you said it's a fact and it's true. I just want to just be
said I
clear
stand
about
on my
your
research.
facts and your truths.
That's something I don't want to keep making fun of him.
No,
his
I'm not making
voice.
fun of anybody because
No, not you, Chief. Can I ask
Okay.
David, where are you from? And also, because maybe I'm misunderstanding your accent. It sounds muffled and remedial to me. Where are you from? Because it's clearly not the U.S. I mean, if you are from the U.S., we would say that you're pretty much remedial. So where are you from, David? What
I'm
part of America?
I am from Arkansas.
Yo, you're not nice, yo.
He sound like he's from the South. I was gonna say he sound like he's from the
Your
South.
parents from? No, it's not. I'm not attacking him, but where are your parents from?
My parents were from Arkansas.
And where are
And
your grandparents from?
they were also from Arkansas.
Well, which city? Our county.
Pablo.
Okay, we're saying now. Hold on, Darren. Which city you're counting?
I'm from a town called Marianna, Arkansas. And it says on 3 borders. It's at 15 miles from Memphis, Tennessee. And then it's at about 20 miles from Luna, Mississippi.
Okay.
walking distance each way.
So maybe you're hella sheltered. I think that, and then you're also like a little bit older or whatever. Where are your great grandparents from? You may be an elder, but it's almost like you're stuck in a part of time that
Well,
doesn't.
it's okay. It's okay. I want to ask him
No.
about the boats because
I
David.
know
Hold
my
on a second,
elders.
love. I'm almost
See,
done. I just want to
here's
see
the
something.
thing. That was a good question you asked, young lady. You know,
Thank you,
according to my
sir.
elder, see, my elders, I don't have to go look for them because back in that time, we buried our deceased on our own property. And I can go right there. I can go right home now. And I can go to my family cemetery or get my family Bible and find out who I am.
Your family Bible. No, I'm be honest. I'm sorry, David. I will say that. I'm glad I got a chance to hear you out. No, this is a foundational Black American elder. He's just very sheltered in his point of time in Arkansas. like
Don't give him no title. He's just speaking his truth. Don't put no title on him.
yeah, I'm not gonna touch whatever he says. Nah,
Yeah.
I get it. My apologies.
Yeah. No, I hear that. And David, I'm just gonna ask you, when Columbus came, right? You mentioned that the Spanish invented the boats, right?
And yes, I did. But
Okay, so okay, I got you.
wait,
I got
hold
you.
on, ho-
So when
hold
the
on, let me
Spanish,
explain
I
this.
got you. I got you. I just want to
years-
finish with this. I want to
No,
finish with this.
no, I want to say this. 200 years before Christopher Columbus, the Phoenicians was here first.
The who?
The Phoenicians.
The Phoenicians were where?
The Polynesians.
The Polynesians.
Phoenicians, right?
No, Phoenicians. He's saying something that's a little valid. He's saying something.
Okay, I got you with the Phoenicians. Okay, so what I'm asking you, so the Phoenicians invented the boats, or the Spanish?
Well, they would be a part of the Spain.
Okay, so those folks. Okay, so when they came to America, and I don't know if you've researched this, but they were intercepting ships laden with all sorts of goods, going to and fro, boats everywhere, canoes everywhere, warships holding 200 people, 50 people, 100 people. Now, those are boats, right? Yes or no?
No, we were talking.
No,
about
we were
ships.
saying boats. I asked you who invented the boat.
Okay. Well,
You said the
I was
Spanish
under the
invented it, but
assumption
yet there were
that
so
we
many
was gonna
boats
talk
with
about the
sails.
ships.
With sails, hold on, with
Because you
sails.
know that no one could have traveled across any body part of
Oh,
water.
yeah, they
in a
did. Yeah, they
canoe
did.
or in a
And
boat.
if you've read shoot, what's his name? The
Greek
You
was
all
there.
did- see, when you
yeah,
get
they traveled.
smart,
They traveled
you
to
come up
Ireland.
with silly things.
The Caribbean people, the Waro people invented the boat, and then the Caribbean people traveled to Ireland and Europe and all these places thousands of years, and they even went through the Polynesian side. That's what the Spanish were looking for. How they were trading with us out here with China and Japan. You understand? Those are colonies of America. You see, the Aztec and the Filipinos are very closely related because of the trade and the wars that went on. And that's why you see Chinos and those folks already in America. And you could say, well, they were here. No, they weren't. They came through enslavement, through different wars on that back end. But when we're going back to the Spanish and we're talking about the cargo ships of all the different trade that was going on between all of the islands, all the networks of trades between Florida, Louisiana to the Caribbean, there was a whole network of boats and cities going on. So you said Spain 200 years before. So you're still in the 13th century when you're saying boats were invented. You were talking earlier 50,000, 100,000 of years, David. You got to
But see,
read a
the
little
thing
bit more,
of it
brother.
is,
There's a lot
your
more
mind-
information that you were not privy to because you've limited your search. I just told you that Columbus and them intercepted ships. Intercept full of goods, t-shirts full of goods,
No,
gold,
see,
everything.
and here
So
is
what
where you're
are those? Are
wrong
those
at.
not boats?
Because
I'll
see,
end there. Thank you for your
Columbus,
time.
because see, this is where you're wrong at. First of all, Columbus never sailed anywhere. And if far as that goes, there was never a such thing as slavery. that have been a mindset that when they
I
went
answered
into
my
the
question. You're going all over the place, but I get what you're going. Like, you're not really answering. You're going somewhere else.
Chief, I like.
No, let him finish. Let him finish.
no,
Let
I
him
know
finish.
I'm
Let him
I'm
finish.
answering
Let
everything
him
he's
finish
saying.
really quick.
So now, once the Rockefellers
Go
in
ahead, David.
1860,
What you were saying, you're about to say what you remember from Columbus.
well, I thought I had solved that answer.
Well, no, you were in the middle of saying it and you were interrupted. My apologies, but I wanted to hear something because you're in a different. You're mentally you're stuck somewhere that's different. I respect it though, but I want to hear what you have to say about this. If you could continue.
And not only that, I do consider myself as a historian. I do. I have put 30 years of work in all of the topics that I hear on TikTok. 30 years. I also taught on a professional level of history and Egyptology. So I want to credit myself of knowing a little something. And I have 30 years of information right now that I'll just, I'll give you to show you how a big of a mistake that
right,
you
I'm
are
back, y'all.
making by using Google and Ancestry and 23andMe. I can show you the real, according to my history, the real facts about what you're talking about.
No, that's where you lose. I want to say that respectfully, sir. You have to continue to adapt to technology that's ours, and that's a victim mentality to me. I get what you're saying. I respect your you being one of our elders or whatever. I would never disrespect you, or if I can make sure no one disrespects our elders, but we can't keep dumbing ourselves down. Like, what are we talking about? When we let people take credit for all of our things, So I hope you have a great night. I'm not
What's up, Gia?
about that.
Oh, yeah, you said y'all falling asleep in the chat. Oh no, y'all said y'all need to liven it up, ladies. Man, TikTok does not like slow talkers. Oh man, but let's see who's all here. I was about to say TikTok does not like slow talkers at all. I was eating, y'all. Play some music. Y'all want the music? All right, bet. Music break. All right, bye stage. Music break, nigga. All right, I know what the problem was last time with the feedback. So we're not gonna let me turn down the browser. So yeah, music break. They trying to take us to court, y'all. They trying to take us to court. Oh, wrong video.
You're a rebel. You're a pretendian. 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 Let's sue the fake tribes. Take them to court because they're all fake guys. You'll never be a native. You're an African and you hate it. Report them to the CIA. They're agents of the CIA. Let's go to IC, get them deported. Hop on my live stream, get them recorded. You're a rebel. You're a pretendian. 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 Call ICE.
Somebody call ICE.
Call ICE. Reporting to the DIA. Reporting to the DIA. You're a rebel. You're a pretendian. You're a rebel. You're a pretendian.
Let's play the other song.
You're a wild boy, you're a pretending. 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 Why won't you take a DNA test? Show us your blood quantum, even though it's racist. Why don't you speak your native language? Your ancestors came on slave ships. I'm a 23andMe disciple. Skip Gates is my idol. The test is better than the Bible. Just say you're African before I bite you. You're a wild boy, pretending. 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 Your grandma lied about her long silky hair and 20% white, so that's how we got in there. 7% Nigerian, but you don't even care. Admit that you're from Africa and stop being scared. Show your results so we can see that you're a spit kid been through just like me. You're a wild boy, pretending.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? All right, who's that person pretending in news? Oh no, I'm about to show y'all the video. They actually used my songs. Hold on, yeah, was it pretending news or some shit? Venus had tagged me in it earlier. Hold on, I'm about to show y'all. They actually, excuse me, they actually used my music in one of their little videos. Where's that video at? Yeah. One of their little videos. Where's that video at? I actually do have a copy, bro. What's up, grandson? I actually do have a copy, bro. What's up, grandson? I actually do.
Let's do the fake tribes, take them to court cause they're all fake guys. Never be a native, you're an African and you hate it. Report them to the DIA. Let's go to ICE to get them deported. On my live stream, get them reported. You're a rebel. You're a pretending.
All right, we're gonna end with what they all tell us. Then we'll bring people back up. All right, we're gonna end what they all tell us. Then we'll bring people back up. Where's it at?
You're from Africa, nigga. You're from Africa, nigga. You're from Africa, nigga. You're from Africa, nigga. Like it or not, you're from Africa, nigga. Just look at your features. I can find 10 of you in Nigeria. You're not from America, we ain't hearing ya. You look like an Igbo, your native DNA exposed like a zero. They took you from the motherland. Now you think you're from another land. You're from Africa, nigga. You're from Africa, nigga. You're from Africa, nigga. You were enslaved by the white man. Your names came from the white man. Your culture is of the white man. You can't breathe without the white man. We work better with the white man. Making money with the white man. You know we love the white man. Oh, the white man. Why can't you get a job, nigga? You get killed by cops, nigga. Pull up your pants, nigga. Go to school, nigga. You're from Africa, nigga.
That's that shit they be saying. They be saying that shit. Hold on, y'all can come back up. That's the shit they be saying. Oh, we get money with the white man, nigga. Oh, DYT.
No, I'm gonna be like,
Oh, we get money. You guys don't make no money with DYT, nigga.
no, I don't want to laugh anymore. Can I say so? You remind me of. So I know I don't know. I'm not gonna age you, whatever. But you remind me of my baby brother who is 28. Right?
I'm the same age.
He makes the funniest songs. I was like, hey, I'm gonna make these. I hope you make these songs. And he makes these songs. I'm from Africa, and I'm like, why did I go so hard, and why am I laughing so much? Like, I think it's beautiful, artistic. And it goes back to this, right? Like, yeah, it goes back to your problem. What am I playing there? But I loved it. My cheeks were super red. Red bone. Yay.
For sure. What was I about to say? Yeah, because I made these. I wrote these songs. I made it with AI. Like I wrote these songs. I'll be taking their talking points and making that shit in the songs with that shit. Cause I like what surprised me. Cause a lot of people ain't know when I first made the first song. A lot of people don't know it was me. Cause like the second bar, cause they contradict themselves so much. They like show us why don't you take a DNA test? Show us your blood quantum, even though it's racist.
Oh, it's you. It's
yeah.
you. It's you. That's I'm an OG here or whatever. Everybody thinks I'm like a freaking, well, people say like a pretty elf or whatever and young. But I'm like, I'm 40 years old. I'm over here. I'm a matriarch or whatever. AI oligarch boss type. But I remember you coming to my page when you first got started and you were talking about genetics. And I was like, you get it and you're funny. So it is a privilege for me to be here, seeing how far you've come, or whatever, because they're from Africa, ninja.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been doing this for like it must have been 5 years. Yeah, 5 years on TikTok. You know, I took maybe a couple years off, maybe, but yeah, like 5 years.
No, it's a circle.
Mm-hmm.
It's a circle.
All that stuff that is oversaid in those songs sound like every single last one of them talking points that no Moors, Hebrew Israelites, no Fleetmen, whatever the hit, bro. All them, no Pan Goofies, every single last one of them, bro. I swear to God, bro. I wasn't like dying, bro.
Yeah,
I said, oh my God.
That's it's me trolling them.
I caught on after the second song. I said, bro, I know that Bud Darby had to make it. That Bud Darby had to make it.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. I had to tell a lot of folks. They're like, what? The niggas making songs about us? Yo, I was about to start a nuclear war or something.
On everything, bro. I'm finna call that boy Vino, said that boy to make a diss track.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. A lot of folks was like, hey, yo. And I was like, yo, I made the songs, yo. Like, relax. I ain't got to go too crazy. What's up? We got Ghostface in here. You're Wabo. You're a Pretendian.
Oh, you know what I love about Ghostface? Ghostface is one of my favorites, right? One of my favorite shows. I love how these Spaniard, Mexicano tribes with your last name is probably Gonzalez. Your first name is probably Jorge Jesus. There's only so many names, but like, you don't really realize that you're Spanish, you're European. Like, I don't know. They love to come and like try to be like, you're not natives, you're Wabos. But like you're a Spanish person. You guys just came out the dark ages. Like, what was it? A little bit after 70 CE when we started integrating with you in Europe, when you guys were in the dark ages and you didn't know how to wash your bottoms over there eating each other, like cannibalistic type stuff. I don't know. But I guess our biggest mistake was, I guess, speaking and integrating with Spanish people. I don't know. Maybe that's the thing, but I'm gonna land my plane there.
I was about to say I'm about to drop the Troll album Friday. I'm about to drop it.
I'm gonna drop the whole album, bro.
For the trolls, yeah.
It's gonna do numbers. It's gonna do numbers, bro. I promise you, it's gonna do numbers.
That shit gonna be over 40. I'm gonna name it For the Trolls. Yeah. I gotta make a cover. I'm gonna have an AI cover. I'm gonna drop it Friday. The intro gonna be like, "You're from Africa." That's gonna be the intro. You're from Africa, nigga. Oh, like it's a not you from Africa, nigga. Just look at your features.
You're a Fulani Igbo. Hausa nigga.
I can fight to the you in Nigeria. You not from America? No, you not hearing ya. Cause you look like an Igbo. Your native pose like you zero.
You're Kakuyu nigga.
Yeah, that's gonna be the intro.
Somalia nigga. Boy, I swear to God, bro.
Now
Bro,
we're
that
being
dude's on it.
now we're being mean. Now we have to go back to
Hey,
are we ignorant for claiming to be American Indian? Absolutely not.
hey,
He
Darby.
says this is your land. He's a Mexican Native American. He speaks Spanish from Spain and Europe. I find that hella interesting. What are these other flags you have there?
That's what I'm saying. He got like 3 other flags.
What's the other one? Those things is like I'm the original mixed breed.
The original mestizo.
The original mestizo. Hey yo, but yeah, let's get. We can try to get back to the topic, but yeah, that shit funny. Oh yeah, I gotta put the Big Bag song on the album. Big Bag, Big Bag. You know I need a big smack. And
Hey, you need to do
it's-
one. Hey, bro, you need to do one for the freedmen too. You need to do one for them too.
I gotta
Calling
come up
everybody
with.
freedmen.
I gotta
And
come up
everybody,
with
and
something.
most of them ain't even got the paperwork saying they freedmen. Like, come on, bro.
For sure. But yeah,
And
Big Bag.
what's the old dude name? That's it. They got deported to Canada. He got kicked out to Canada. What's his name, bro?
I forgot his name.
The one that started the Negro movement. That dude.
Oh, okay. He got kicked. You got hey yo.
He
But
got kicked out to Canada. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
LaFarmer. That's his
Oh,
name.
he got kicked out to Canada. What?
He got kicked out. He got kicked out of the U.S. He live in Canada, bro.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
And he wanted us, but he got kicked. Yeah, we know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was about to go over here and troll you niggas for a second. I was like, "How you niggas African now?"
I was about to say I'm about to up you. I'm about to drop an album for the trolls with all my AI music.
Yeah, that nigga LaFarmer. Yeah, that nigga LaFarmer on some weird shit, bro. He on some I don't know. He like confused. Nigga, bro, he was like playing like water in the background and a recording of a crying baby for like the first year, trying to get single women in spaces with him late at night, and it was all kinds of weird shit going on.
Oh hell no.
Then he was going into like the YT nationalist space, and you know what I mean, those kind of spaces, and trying to like do the America First thing. Where Irie was on some other. Irie was, people don't remember that. I remember Irie was going into them those what they call them freedom patriot spaces.
Oh yeah. Pre 1776 shit. Yeah, Patriot spaces. Shit, I remember I made them shut one of their spaces down. That shit was hilarious. Me and Art was in there giving them the blues, saying they not YT. He said y'all not YT. We made them shut the shit down. Art, I was like,
I ain't gonna lie, yeah.
Bro, I'm thinking about going ahead and joining the little reservation, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a little, so I can shut these motherfuckers up. Cause one thing told me I ain't have to worry about them. You know, we ain't really gotta deal with them.
Don't do it. Don't join the reservation, right?
Don't join the reservation.
Well, I'm gonna do a post tomorrow. I was celebrating the past week. My daughter just graduated with her associates from college, psychology. You know, like I'm an auntie, and I'm a proud auntie, right? And people, when they come to my page and they interact with me, they think that I'm your age or whatever. But we have to start like looking at what our identities are, right? The funny part, like I love the funny part of David's life. he was so memorable enough that I was like, I'm gonna come back over here and laugh because he reminds me of my brother, who's the same age as him, right? And when we look at what it means to support each other, oh, that guy left. So I'm not gonna talk anymore, anyways. I thought you were funny as heck, David. And yeah, is it Darvid?
Yeah, it's Darvid.
I'm sorry, I do that all the time. Darvid, but I thought you were funny, and I'm just like, I see your vision, and we have to support each other. And no, it's not ignorant for some of us to claim American Indian, because a lot of us are American Indian. They want us to connect to Africa so much, but we're mixed, right? But then they will look at biracial people and be like, oh, but you're not welcome to redheads. Oh, you guys are redhead because this one gene.
Well, I meant join the tribe. I ain't gonna live on a reservation. Fuck that. I ain't gonna.
I was about to say, yeah. I'd say, yeah. Wait out, see what's best for you. Like, I'm sure you're talking to the tribe already, then, and then yeah, see what they got to offer.
Yeah, the tribes don't have anything to offer except for welfare.
My nigga, little welfare. No shit. Nigga,
you know who you are, right?
They got the benefits. You could be an urban Indian. You could be part of that too. You ain't got to be a part
like
just being a different person than them.
I heard they got other shit going on. Like, you know, people can join like other tribes. They got like the proof of shit. You know what I mean? They ain't necessarily gotta work. So I mean, I'm trying to figure out how way I can like kind of, you know, circumvent that shit down here in the South. Cause I ain't.
You know what? I'm be honest. Yeah, whatever your name is, I think you're a troll. I'm gonna land my plane there and.
Okay.
I was about to say, yeah, we're cool. He ain't a troll. What's up? What's up, Big? We got Big up here. We got Big up here.
Peace, it's Big Chi. Peace. What's the word?
What's going on? Hey, I see you up here. I saw you had something up earlier. And then we got Finn up here.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Anybody?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to, I think the receipt is cut off. I got it from my sister, but it's a little receipt showing about how, you know, they made certain laws and acts for these so-called Native Americans to assimilate in the culture. You know what I mean?
Right.
So people got to recognize that. And as far as, you know, us being indigenous to the land, it's a difference between an American Indian and Native American because, you know, we didn't have to gain citizenship in 1924. We always been here. See what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah, drop y'all tribes in the chat, y'all. Since we was talking about tribes, what y'all to say for? Drop y'all tribes in the chat. What's up, Finn? Oh, he gone. Okay, we got Shata. All right, Shata.
Make me a troll.
He had the trucker headset on. I was trying not to say nothing the whole time. I said he got the trucker headset on in there, Abby. Boy, he is for that.
Hey, yo, what's up, Channel Raw? We got Channel Raw TV in the building. All right, Cherokee, Halito. Well, yeah, dang, y'all quiet.
That just means I was just telling Jazz hello. That's all.
I know what Halito means. Yeah,
Oh yeah, Choctaw's heavy here, right? And that's actually why I came up here to begin with. I keep forgetting being stuck in like the 1500s, whatever. I want to talk about the American Indians. Like, what happened to all of those dark skinned, swarthy skinned, copper colored, woolly-haired natives? Because there's no way that they just unalived us with measles blankets, candy blankets. That's absolutely against even the truth that they tell us with their science, right? They're like the whole Indian slave trade. That's a thing. They never something catch up. They systematically, through paper genocide, keep changing our name. And this is our last, and I promise you, I would say this with all of my heart, this is our last chance, because we're mixed tribes. Like, I ride for everybody. Like, I will not sit here and not put my foot on anyone's neck that tribe that I rock with. The Yoruba, some of the Moors, even the Central and South Americans too. We are the most admixed continent in the world. That means strategically, we can win against all of these people who come against us. But there are some people that we have to make sure that we separate from, period. And I say that with my full chest. We have to separate first before they can recognize that they are a part of us. They're inbreds. I land my plane there.
All right, for sure. All right, what other tribes we got? Arawak, Chata, Natchez, Gullah Geechee, Chittimacha, Yuchi, Chickasaw, Nepayo, Warwick. Hey, yo, hold on. Is there was somebody, Chief Thunderstone? You know some folks on Twitter that's talking shit? There's some folks talking shit on Twitter.
Who was?
What the fuck is his name? I forgot his goddamn name. I think he's the same tribe as you, Nepayo, or however you pronounce it. He's talking about how the Mississippians are colonizers and shit like that.
I don't speak for that dude. No, I don't know who that dude is at all.
Mississippians are colonizers? Who can expound on that? I would love to hear that story.
You said that. Well, he was tweeting. Let me see if he was because I mean, he wanted to express his story because I'm getting mixed.
I would love to hear how Mississippians are colonizers.
Hold on 1 second. Let me find it. Let me find the tweet real quick because I think it was yesterday. Yeah. He was talking mad shit. He said, "I'm this and that, blah blah blah." He said, "I don't need to be heard."
You see, the difference is that when those so-called Native Americans came across that ice bridge fairy tale, the thing is when they interviewed them and asked them what were inside the mountains, they had no idea. But my grandma told me that those are our ancestors inside the mountains before this TikTok stuff. You know what I mean? So I already knew it was inside the. But you got to understand also that like we can name the landmarks and outwin that, but we got the forest in Cairo, New York, got the oldest fossil, the ancient forest, like 3 million years old or something like that. That's older than Africa. I mean, America's older than Africa. If you look at the coal, what makes coal is it's a condensed plant matter from over time. Well, surveyors say that there's more coal in America to cover the whole continent of Africa. So that just lets you know it's a younger country. See what I'm saying? So what I think is the reason why those Liberians and them whatever those other people that look close to us, I think that we got sent out there, but they didn't come out here. You know what I mean? We're not the same people. You can just tell. They'll tell you we're not the same. I remember in like the 90s, early 2000s, they would tell you like, man, I'm not black, I'm not African American, I'm Liberian. Now it's just we all black movement now. It's crazy, man. Back in the day, y'all was this and that, and we was still this. Now everybody want to be us now. Like, this is crazy, man.
Our people made it be cool. I was trying to tell people this all the time. When I was in the military station in Korea, I swear to God, I seen some Nigerians trying to act like us. I said, bro, what the hell going on, bro? But it was funny looking like crazy too. And then the Koreans, they know the difference. And they were like, yeah, that dude right there.
Hell yeah.
Y'all not African, y'all American, y'all don't look like them. I said,
yeah, I don't make it sound so simple, brother.
They try to make it seem like that those folks can't tell different. Those folks in Korea.
We don't even dance the same.
We don't dance the same. We don't even look the same.
I mean, where LeBron James at in Africa? Where Alicia Keys at?
Oh, they're doing it. They're trying to do it again. They're trying to do it again, and we just have to keep connecting with each other and keep ascending beyond their tether babble. Who cares about them feeling the way about that? Like, are we tethering
That's
to
real
their
because we know
places?
who we are.
Not at
Like,
all.
they're all of their
There's,
major
there-
dishes.
there's people going over there.
Tomatoes, your jollof rice. You wouldn't eat all of our crops for sure.
People that go over there, but they come their ass back because they get chased out of. You see the Hebrew Israelites that went over there trying to say that Jesus is black. The motherfucking Africans chase their ass up out that motherfucker. And then you got people buying land over there. They getting chased out. They destroying their businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah, in Ghana. Yep.
Yep. There's women who go over there. They try to marry the man, and they getting killed over there. So yes, people go over there. Remember, the two people who survived the 1924 Negro Wall Street thing, right? When they the Bond Negro Wall Street, they went over there. They got their gun and citizenship and came back and lost their fight in the court system about the Negro Wall Street.
Man,
The people go over there.
Oh, my bad, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
People go over there, but sometimes they get chased out of there, though. That's the whole thing.
Right. And the thing is, this is the science, yo. Like, you got to add up real quick. All right. Now that so-called slave trade, you know what I'm saying? If you want to go to Africa, right? If you got napkins from a place and brought out here and all this stuff happened to you, well, how come if you didn't wake up and want to go back, why the hell you got to get a visa and pay for a trip? That's like me taking you from your home and taking your children from your home, and I keep them and my grandchildren's children keep them. And now it's time for y'all figured out where y'all come from up the street. And I'm telling y'all, you got to buy a visa and pay money to go back up there. That sound crazy, man.
More than just to be cool like that. Like them niggas, it's a lot of social equity they get from, claiming they black. More than just claiming they African, or American. And it goes just higher than just them being treated better in foreign countries. Like, bro, it's like just how we see well, I can't say that, sorry. I'm gonna say we see black people get exalted to these pedestals because they spewing YT nationalist rhetoric type stuff. They get, it's the same, like they get the same thing, like they like to they like the opposite end of that, but they basically the same thing. They try to spew this anti indigenous rhetoric basically, but like basically covertly trying to erase our actual ancestry and stuff like that. But this pro-African identity and stuff like that.
Crazy,
a lot
man.
Of them, bro, it's a lot of people in like actual like politician, like not just like influencers and people out. It's like people in actual politician, like the Black Caucus. Look at the Black Caucus. A lot of those people are Caribbeans and Africans and stuff like that. It's like two of them like Black America.
Yeah.
So like it's a lot of social equity.
That people, because that's what I'm saying. That's why they trying to assimilate with the culture now. Because at the time, like I said, man, I was working in the factory with these dudes up here in Ohio, man, and they would let you know that before they came over here, they was watching videos and pamphlets telling you that so-called African Americans is in doing this and doing that, and stay away from them. We bad people until they seen for themselves, who we really are, because they didn't even know who we are either. They had the YT man tell them who we are, and as far as who they worship, man, they got a black picture. They got a black picture of the devil and the YT picture of Jesus. They over there kissing Sergio Borgia feet over there, man, and trying to tell us what we doing over here, man. It's crazy.
I know, bro. We see videos of them all the time trying to cosplay as us. They always watched us. They don't care. They don't care. They see it's an opportunity for them to benefit. So they not our kin. They not our, we're not blood to them. That's all it is.
Exactly. And who came over here trying to fight to get us back over? Ain't nobody came down his joint trying to fight and get his. You know what I'm saying? Like if that was the case, if I know y'all got stole or something and went out somewhere, at least a couple brothers is gonna mount up and go try to ride for y'all. Say if you was from California, they kidnapped you to taxes or something like that. I know a couple brothers that'll load up and try to find you. They ain't come down there and do nothing. So I ain't hearing that, man. Nobody came over here we ain't the same people. And it's cool. If you can trace your African ancestry and you want to be a part of that, that's cool. I ain't knocking you. I just know that before the TikTok, what my granny told me, man. I'm standing on that, man.
Facts.
Oh wait, I want to. Oh, thank you. I didn't interrupt anybody. I heard what you said, and I 1,000% agree with you. I talked to my relatives, my grandparents, great grandparents. I'm blessed enough to have met my one of my great grandparents in the flesh. One of my great grandparents. One of my great grandparents is still alive. I'm from
That's good.
Mississippi. We are from the original stock of the people who were here before these Siberian caveys came over here and started watering us down. It's like super simple. And the Moors and all these other people, whatever. Not only that, we are also from South and Central America, and also the oceanic people that they love to like conveniently like skip over.
That's
like,
what too.
well, they're dark skinned, but like maybe they're not African. They're not.
You know what's so crazy?
African.
You could be
No,
dark skinned and
these
be
are not.
indigenous. You could be dark skinned and indigenous to any. They say, oh yeah, well, we agree. The YTB agree with. Oh yeah, the so. Until you start talking about America, man, that's crazy to me, man. You could be indigenous to anywhere on this earth, but America.
The synagogue of that one like inverted area, whatever, beings, red type, pitch devil types. It's almost like
They're trying to cosplay us. It's almost like that, right?
Yeah, it is like that. I wouldn't even say they trying because, in Ohio where I'm from, we get these bins, right? That like, say if you got like, all right, so if you send clothes to the Goodwill, you got to wash them, sort them, and do the whole 9 yards with them. But these worldwide clothes bins, they like these big yellow joints, right? It don't matter how old them clothes is. It don't matter how you can have them in the back of your dog closet for 10 years, man. You throw them joints in there, they gonna send them, and then they go on their TikTok videos and dance around with their old clothes from 10 years ago. That's why they got your bold jeans.
Almost like I'm not scared.
We was wearing that 10 years ago in 2008.
It's almost like we're not scared. Everyone always is like, dang, where are our leaders at? It's almost like we have to tap and put those fruits or whatever. It's almost like when you take away the V's and you start talking about your language, and you remember you're the original Israelites. When you remember that, you stop being afraid and you put your voice out there, because these white TSs, white T's, when it comes down to it, it's not only a thought, it's not only a theory, it's not only something that's so positively true, it's the reality that we're in. Period.
Right. You see in the chat, Miss Mika Zaza said they go to Africa. I saw a documentary on what they do with the bins. That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't even know about that until I seen it from 20 years ago. I'm like, damn, they got Jabot jeans and Robin. We was wearing that in 2008, and now they got them out there now, because all that stuff gets like all the stuff you don't want, Jasmine. You can put it in that bin. All your trash, you put it in that bin. They gonna send it to Africa.
You know what's crazy about them? They're no worse than the KBs. They're the exact same people.
Yeah, to me, they.
You got
Exiles created who? The KBs.
You got to know their migration patterns. So a lot of Africans, only indigenous Africans in Africa are Pygmies, and I want to say the Khoisans. I don't think they.
Those are the only
No,
people
but the
that are
Khoisans,
actually real people.
They migrated from Asia though, because you can look at Asia. They say they
Pygmies
migrated.
are more related to us than the Bantus.
Yeah.
Or the Ethiopian.
But they're not indigenous there. Ethiopians came from somewhere else. But everyone else outside the Pygmies, they actually migrated to Africa. Like, they migrated from somewhere else.
From where? America.
Yeah.
Atlantis, Amaru.
You got Asia. You got Europe. A lot of them come from out of Europe. You got parts of the Middle East, like Arabia. A lot of them come out of Arabia. Some of them come from India. A lot of them come from India. So there was a whole migration pattern into Africa.
We're the most mixed continent, right?
You said Africa?
No, America.
Yeah, America mixed because we was doing a lot of trading with different people.
Mm-hmm.
We did a lot of trading with people. A lot of people send their criminals over here. Look at the mythology of Fushan. China was sending a lot of
My
those
point
Chinese
is,
criminals.
we had the richest ports here in the Americas.
Right. We did have one of the richest ports here in America. That's a fact. We did. That's why if you look at well, my great granddad Ike, you know what I mean, he spoke Hebrew, he spoke Choctaw, he spoke English, and he spoke Spanish. He spoke 4 different languages, but because we was trading so much and dealing, you know what I mean, we was dealing with so many people at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's real.
It goes to say, since we the oldest people, we gonna be the most motherfuckers that got the most problems. Cause when the colonizers came over here, they didn't conquer us by themselves. They had help from other tribes. So if you look at those Indian wars, prime example would be the Cherokee. The Cherokee was harassing the British colonists, right? Turn around, they ride with the British against the American when they had their revolution, right? Then turn around again, they ride with America against I think the French. So you see,
remember Marcus Garvey and the British. Remember that, because they be saying Marcus Garvey was running. Oh, he helped them too, bro. He in a picture with them too. He helped the Redcoats too, bro.
Yeah, Marcus Garvey. That's later though. That came in the 1920s and shit. Cause they already had a play to send niggas out of America and shit.
Yeah.
All right, who else here? My bad. I'm working on this thing. I'm getting everything together.
And that thing about that dude that was talking.
He wasn't. False alarm. It
Okay,
wasn't that
good,
tribe.
good. Yeah, we wouldn't do that.
I was about to say, yeah, false alarm. It's a similar name. It's spelled similar.
And then, you know what I'm saying, everybody finding out about this blood quantum, like, this is all cap, bro. They telling you to take a DNA test, and they can't even take a DNA test. They damn self telling you to take a DNA test, and they was using markers, you know, they don't know where nobody come from. You know how hard it is. I did my genealogy, and I'm in the 1800s, man. I quit, so I know, like, man. Look, man, it's way harder to trace back these people than what they saying it is, man. It ain't that easy. And then they use markers for them people that come up, man. That DNA stuff is for entertainment
Let me be
purposes.
very honest. The DNA part is one thing, right? But I'm a foundational Black American, and it's light work for me to trace my family back before the 1700s. So there are some people who are just tethers. I'm not saying you're a tether, but when it comes to being foundational and actually being a part of the American indigenous, start cosplaying even the mixed part of that.
Right.
That's when it becomes weird, if that makes sense.
Well, a lot of FBAs. I done seen some, but I've been around for a little minute now, and I ain't gonna be talking about something that I don't know about, right? So so you say that, right? It seems like the FBAs are telling because they got 3 different individual groups. Like, it's the FBAs that say they're indigenous. It's
Now we
FBAs
don't just
that
have 3 groups; we have a bunch of groups under FBA.
Yeah, that's crazy. That should sound like a tether to me.
Can I ask a question? Do any of y'all know who the Merkins are, or the Black Loyalists?
Yeah, I heard a little bit about them. Wow, what could you teach us about that?
Well, you see, with the FBA thing, as you were just touching on that, my question is, you know, the Merkins were left, and a lot of people left the South after the War of 1812, and they shipped out with the British. Now they also went to Trinidad in the southern part called Moruga, where they dropped off 5,000 Americans, and they kept them separate from the French because they didn't want to show free people of color that just got dropped off. And they also shipped another group of them out to Nova Scotia, and they became what you guys would call your Black Loyalists. Now, what is interesting about that is, as I'm hearing you speak, you sound like you're from Nova Scotia. I was going to ask you if you were from up home, right? And that's a similar accent to the same people who came from those parts of Mississippi, Louisiana, back in the 18, between 1812 and 1830. And there's a lot of settlements because I live in
He
Canada.
doesn't sound like a Mississippian, so stop saying that.
Say that again.
He does not sound like a Mississippian.
No. I said Nova Scotian.
Okay.
Okay. Nova Scotian. That's in Canada. That's in Nova Scotia, right? So because your accent, you say all your words and all of your phrases like Garvey, the way you say it is very Scotian. All your phrasing is, but yet you're in an entirely different place. Yeah, why I brought up the Merkins and the Black Loyalists and such, a lot of your people left, and they're now just collecting themselves without with the knowledge of that where they're from. Not only that, because of genealogy, but the fact that they are American Indians from not only that, because from continental America. So that with the FBA argument, just for me, because I have a little blood mixture with those people, but I wasn't born in America, but yet I still have my roots in America. You understand? So there was a lot of shifting and people being brought out, POWs and such. So the FBA idea, I get it, but it's a little bit more complex than that. In our land.
Yeah, I agree. It's always more complex than what it looks like on the outside. I would just say in a rough draft of what I visualize, you know what I mean? But as far as how I'm speaking to you, my voice, I never heard nobody from Nova Scotia speak. So, I'm from Ohio. I'm from the state line, actually. My people moved up here, from Choctaw, Alabama to Greenville, Alabama, Sweetwater, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, around the time in the 50s. You got this place called the Rust Belt outside of Pittsburgh, and everybody was talking about the good jobs up here. So they was leaving the farm and leaving high school to come here and work in the steel mill now. So, but as far as Nova Scotia, I don't know. I know I got some people in my genealogy that came down from London and whatnot, like my grandma Ellen. She's born out there in London. Like the further I go back in my genealogy, the more up north it goes. You know what I'm saying? But that's another time, because I'm still figuring out on myself. So I'm not going to act like I seen everything and know everything. But I know that when I'm looking on the genealogy, you know what I'm saying, it's going back up north from the south. So I'm not certain why it's doing that, but I'm going to figure it out, though.
And that's why I'm saying I'm finding just by your accent, I would have taken you for that. And that's just trying to show the complexity of where a lot of people got spread out. You know what I mean? And sometimes I like to call them the lost tribes because a lot of them have no clue that.
Well, you got to remember my hometown on Western Pennsylvania. So on the west side, people talk to people from the central side, and in Philadelphia and down there like that, they sound totally different. It's three different languages. In Pennsylvania, is one side is the western side where I'm from, central side accents. Even the southwestern side, because people say, they talk like they say, we would say y'all going to the store up here, but down there they say you's going to the store or yin's going to the store, and we don't talk like that up here. You see what I'm saying? But they talk like that down there in Pittsburgh, but we don't talk like that up here. And I'm only an hour away from that. It's a bunch of different dialects through Pennsylvania that people don't understand about. You know what I mean?
Now, right? So I'm gonna drop down. I think that we came to a consensus that if you're not about that life, or you're not from those areas, don't speak on that. Foundational Black Americans have a multitude of tribes. Don't sit here and come up here and try to say that you're one of those tribes. It's very basic. Thank you for having me, David.
Darvid.
Yeah, who said there's one of them tribes?
Uh-oh. But yeah, that's everywhere. Alrighty, I guess. All right, but yeah, I guess I can shut the live down here.
Yeah, we got some sort of whole pack shaped. Whatever was left in that pack. No, good luck to you. Good luck to you. Shadone. Aronet Vanet Van Lelo. Net Ele Hahotaya. Hey. Come on, let's go. We'll take care of you. We don't want you to freeze it. No. All right, then. Told him what happened. Oh, that's fucked up. It's we went back to town. So these were college students, huh? University students. No, no, tengo. Store gelegen. This was probably like after 2 o'clock, has it? And then quite get storage at that and I'll try to not at Atlanta. Out of